Hello. And good evening. Welcome back to yet another late night live stream with me, D-Ha. Starting a little late here. It's alright. What's new? It's been a while since we've been back at this, right? Y'all been doing well. I'm very excited because today on this Spirit of Justice stream, we are experiencing a once-in-a-lifetime event. A civil case? Yes, but also we're facing off against the Phoenix Wright. Crazy stuff, I know. Paulo, wait, who's the other attorney? Well. And where's Mr. Wright? She doesn't know. No time to explain, let's go. What do you mean, no time to explain? Okay, right behind you. She's gonna die of shock, isn't she? May 17th, 10:30 a.m. What courtroom number? It's number 6. Oh shit, look at them on both sides. Court is now in session. Oh, is this some sort of practice session? A mock trial, perhaps? No. No, it's not, Your Honor. This is very serious. We are fighting over the orb. The orb is mine, Phoenix. It's the real deal, Your Honor. So then you two have had a falling out? I won't have you using my courtroom for that, you know. It's nothing like that, Your Honor. Exactly. It just so happens that we have different clients in this case. I see. Well, here's to hoping this has no adverse effect on your working relationship. There's gonna be a schism. You can say that again. I had no idea we'd be going up against the boss today. Ugh. You sure this is a good idea, Paulo? What? Do you want to switch sides? Honestly, I'd rather be anywhere but here right now. Well, at least she is here. I'm really gonna need her help. Mr. Justice? Yes? Don't expect me to pull any punches just because you're the opposing lawyer. As I said, kid gloves are off. Come what may, they'll stay off. Same here, Mr. Wright. To fight you want, to fight you'll get. Honestly, whenever I'm not playing Phoenix Wright, he seems like a totally different character. Like, NPC Phoenix is... I mean, he's definitely more serious. He's more mature. I mean, he definitely fits the role of, like, mentor or like, boss better. Whenever I play as him, he's, like, goofy as hell. Yeesh, you guys are really chomping at the bit, aren't you? I don't mind a good fight between co-workers. Just, keep this case, civil case civil. Now then, if the plaintiff would take the stand, we may begin. Please don't bring that palanquin in here. Yep. I asked too much of you, I suppose. How topical for today. Noble judge, members of the gallery, good day to you. I am politician. This is but the start of my epic campaign, and you all have the honor of witnessing it. I believe in the youth of this country. I believe the youth of this country are our very future. Too long have they been looked down on and given the cold shoulder. So, to them I say, ask not what you can do for your country. Ask what you can do for me. Oh. Mr. Ortician, what is this crazy contraption you're riding? It's my custom-made, election-winning campaign mobile. Beautiful, isn't it? You are at a witness stand, not a campaign podium. So come out of there this instant. Finally, standing like a normal person. Well, I mean, he's gotta have his nameplate, I suppose. All right, now, with the plaintiff's attorney, Mr. Wright, please explain the complaint filed against the defendant. Mr. Ortician's complaint against the defendant is simple. The defendant, one Dirk Sadmati, stole my client's family heirloom, crystal of Ami Faye. Mr. Ortician merely seeks its return. This wouldn't have happened if that archaeologist hadn't kicked the bucket. I see. Well, Mr. Justice, let's have your opening statement, if you would. The defense asserts the item in question is the Founder's Orb, a sacred relic from Kurain. Go on. It seems someone asked an archaeologist, Dr. Archie Buff, to study the orb. Dr. Buff determined that it was a Kurainese national treasure known as the Founder's Orb. The very orb that was stolen from a treasure room in Kurain several weeks ago. Why yes, I saw a news report about that. The theft of a Kurainese national treasure caused quite an uproar in the kingdom. Well, we believe that it was not, in fact, a theft in the traditional sense. Rather, that it was spirited out of Kurain by someone for Dr. Buff to study. You don't say. And? Around that time, an acquaintance of the defendant learned of Dr. Buff. He made contact with the doctor, who agreed to hand over the orb. Apparently, the doctor wanted nothing to do with it once he'd learned it had been stolen. It seems you even have a transfer agreement between both parties. Mr. Sadmati also agreed to return the Founder's Orb to the Kingdom of Kurain. Once the doctor verified it was the real thing. Mr. Sadmati. I see, so this dispute centers on whether the item in question is the Founder's Orb or the crystal of Ami Faye. That in turn will determine the object's rightful owner. I'm gonna bring my A game. Going up against Mr. Wright will be a walk in the park. Come to think of it, the name Dirk Sadmati sounds awfully familiar. He's my daddy. But I can't recall where I've heard it. Oh, it's probably your imagination, Your Honor. He is just a tourist after all. My imagination, you say? He's gonna remember in the middle of the trial and send him away. Oh boy. You sure about this, Apollo? Isn't he a wanted criminal in He's a wanted criminal in Kurain, isn't he? Kurain, yes. Here he's just a tourist. Very well, let's begin the proceedings. Bailiff, would you bring in the first witness? Emma? Who? Shoes. Oh. It is Emma. Emma? I've never seen her, well, feet before. Show some manners, we're in court. I know, it's just, this is a civil trial, so I was surprised to see a detective take the stand. I had her do some digging on Dr. Buff. What for? You disappoint me, Apollo. First, you know I'm not just a detective, I'm a forensic scientist. You try to remember that. Second, you owe Mr. Wright an apology. After all he's done for you, you have some nerve. First, I'm sorry. And second, I'm really just trying to do my job. You'll never get anywhere with that attitude. Take some advice from someone who's been there. Why do I feel like I'm on trial here? Detective Sky, your testimony, if you please. Yeah, you rarely see characters' feet in the series. Everyone just has a waist-up profile, or waist-up view. The police have had their eyes on Dr. Buff for some time, really now. And just today, a number of stolen artifacts were discovered in his study. Among them were a priceless urn and a statue that were stolen from the Fae clan. Yeah, that statue did look familiar. And that scroll too, not the curry scroll, the gravy scroll. In the Japanese version, it's a curry scroll, right? I don't know. It seems the doctor would do anything to study artifacts, including steal them. Really? As for the relic at the center of this dispute, he likely stole it from the Attition residence. He doesn't seem the type to steal stuff, right? I'm pretty sure they were probably stolen and then given to him. Stolen by someone else. Doctor, is a thief? Why am I just hearing about this now? Well, cat burglar isn't something he put on his resume. He was more careful than that. The fact is, he was a classic treasure hunter. Treasure hunter, huh? Like people who have thrilling adventures in exotic places, risking life and limb for glory? Some Indiana Jones type? I doubt Dr. Buff would be the star of his own hit movie series, Athena. You never know. Out of respect for the dead, I will say that Dr. Buff wasn't doing it to get rich. Apparently, he only wanted to borrow artifacts to study them. He would then return them as soon as his research was finished. According to the doctor's child, he would even repair or restore some of the artifacts he stole before returning them. So even his child said he stole them? He believed he was honoring the dead by discovering their history through artifacts. Whatever lofty ideals he held, it makes no difference. Larceny is larceny. Even Emma's going against me. Oh, this is tough. Yes, he certainly sounds no different from a regular thief to me. So, let's say for a moment that the doctor really did moonlight in stealing artifacts. Might he not have stolen the Founder's Orb in Korean and brought it back here himself? Nope. There's no record of him traveling overseas over the past few years. Plus, he couldn't very well leave his reclusive child at home, all alone. Then this really must be the Crystal of Amifae. Yes, he stole it from the Attition residence. Probably so he could just study it. This is the left hook I did not need. Are we finished already? I bet you never saw that coming, Apollo. Yeah, when Mr. Wright said the kid gloves were off, I wasn't kidding. Does he see a hole in his own reasoning? Probably. Like I feel like he's the type to know the truth already. NPC Phoenix, that is. If you're playing as Phoenix, he just figures things out as he goes. Mr. Justice, you may proceed with your cross-examination. Whew. The bottom two, I wouldn't even call it portraits. They're not even portraits, it's just their eyes. We'll never see that again.
Hold it!
How exactly did Dr. Buff arouse the suspicion of the police anyway? Chalk it up to good old-fashioned sleuthing. After investigating countless artifact thefts over the past few years, the police finally zeroed in on him, and the doctor became their prime suspect. A number of those artifact thefts occurred in Kurain Village too, if I might add. They started right around the time the doctor moved there. If he was never arrested, I take it there was nothing concrete linking him to a crime? No, which is why we were never able to get a search warrant in the first place. It's hard to arrest artifact thieves unless you catch them red-handed. Still, the police had him under constant surveillance. Really? Discovered in a study. Are you sure these allegedly stolen artifacts are the real deal? They're not fakes, that's for sure. Take the urn, for example. Apparently, it's an extremely intricate work of art that got destroyed. Its design, cracks, and other features would be impossible to replicate perfectly. Actually, I've had a few run-ins with that urn myself, so I was shocked to see it in the doctor's study. I can say without a doubt, that urn was stolen from the Fae clan. I see. Detective Sky, please continue with your testimony if you would. One of them were a priceless urn and a statue.
Hold it!
Were any other stolen artifacts found besides those belonging to the Faes? Yes, for instance. Remember the large relief on the wall? It was chiseled out of some ancient ruins in the kingdom of Korean several years ago. Chiseled out? Didn't that damage it? Well, he did restore the parts that were faded, so you could barely see them anymore. So faded, you could barely see them anymore. Seems he intended to return it someday, so one could say his intentions were good. But good intentions are no get out of jail free card. That's a fact. If I might add, with respect for the deceased, the quality of the restoration was apparently exceptional. It seems the doctor invested a lot of money in hiring an extremely talented specialist. He sounds like a good man who took a wrong turn somewhere. I guess Sarge takes after him in that way. Any further questions? If not, do anything to study artifacts, including steel.
Hold it!
These alleged thefts been going on for some time? At least 5 years, as far as we can tell. All the recent thefts have been local. But before moving to Korean Village, he had been stealing from ruins around the world. Dr. Buff was an international criminal? This data lends itself to but one conclusion. Dr. Buff was a thief.
Hold it!
You claim he stole a family heirloom from the Titian residence. Claiming something doesn't make it true. Fortunately, it is true. Really, now? How can you be so sure? A police report was filed concerning the theft 1 year ago, in fact. Stolen for a year? What? A whole year ago? August 25th of last year, to be exact. The report states, and I quote, "The crystal of Ami Fae was discovered to be missing from the Titian storehouse at 10 a.m. The storehouse lock had been picked." Signed, Politician Wimperson. Wimperson? Oh my god. You cannot vote for that guy. Well, your old report certainly lends the plaintiff's claim credence. The doctor could really have stolen the crystal of Ami Fae. Not only that, Your Honor, the Founder's Orb was only found to be missing several weeks ago. It was nearly a year after the crystal's theft was reported. Therefore, I believe we must consider the orb and the crystal to be two separate items. Politician Wimperson. Not the most awe-inspiring tail end, is it? I see why you cut it. Not that he inspires confidence without it. Still, I'd probably do the same in his shoes. Police report was filed about the crystal's theft a year ago. The theft of the Founder's Orb was only reported a few weeks ago. It was only reported a few weeks ago, but maybe it was stolen a long time before that. So the crystal's police report was filed way before the orb was found missing. That suggests the stolen relic is the crystal of Ami Fae, as Mr. Titian Wimperson asserts. I thought the police report is a fake. After all, Emma is the only one who submitted it as evidence. Still, I feel like something we learned in that police report is important somehow. Should I check the police report? The crystal of Ami Fei was discovered to be missing from the Etitian storehouse at 10 a.m. The storehouse lock had been picked. Politician Wimperson. Had been picked, huh? Yo, what up, Money? Good to see you here. Welcome, welcome. Please have either as in Dr. Buff, and crystalline artifacts were discovered in this study. Priceless urn and a statue. Likely stolen from the Etitian residence? It was the Etitian storehouse, not the residence. Is that significant? I mean, that's the only angle I can see here, so let's try it.
Objection!
No. Okay. There's something off about that statement. Seemed perfectly reasonable to me. No, something's definitely not right if you listen really carefully. A gambler once sang, "You've got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em." Oh, I love this one. Know when to walk away, know when to run. I forgot the melody to that. I don't know which penalty hurts more, the judges or their singing. Oh, that's a cute emote. A panty magic. Too bad Trucy's not here. I could use an extra teammate. This one's tough. I'm not gonna lie to you. So they're saying the police report is key here. What about the police report? Could be significant. Is it that storehouse lock had been picked? Is he not able to pick locks? Missing from the storehouse. Well, I tried doing the storehouse angle, like storehouse is different from the residence, but that doesn't work. It's filed a year ago. One year ago. Hmm. Press all? I did press all. Should I repress all?
Hold it!
The police report may say the crystal mommy Faye, but how do you know it's this relic right here? Oh, that's new. Maybe pressing it after she gave that piece of evidence made it different. Because Mr. Attition has stated as such. Well, I'm not buying it. Hello, I was thinking. The plaintiff's legal name is pretty distinctive. Politician Wimperson. Do we have any evidence related to his initials or his name? Initials. Politician Wimperson. PAW. Oh shit. Wait a second. The email. From Pa. This was from... Oh, there's no date on this. Really? No timestamp? We just might. It might even point out a flaw in something Emma said. Think her logic's faulty? Yeah. The doctor stole the relic from Mr. Attition. Or... Attition Wimperson. And there's one thing the doctor did that doesn't make any sense. Especially if Politician Wimperson was desperately searching for his stolen relic. Okay, time to go over the evidence again. Police report was filed about the crystal's theft a year ago. That found his orb was only reported a few weeks ago. Okay, yeah. Okay. Priceless urn. Likely stolen from the Attition residence. If he stole it from the Attition residence, why would Dr. Buff reply to his own email? Why would Paul email him like this?
Objection!
The doctor stole the relic from the plaintiff? Are you sure? Because that statement doesn't agree with a certain piece of evidence. What do you mean? And here I thought the paw was like... Didn't they mention like a dog-like police person? Or am I tripping? Oh, that was his email. But no, it's Paul. That makes a lot more sense. What do you mean? Take a look at this. What about it? It's a USB stick. This contains an email from the doctor's computer. Sure, I'm sure we can just plug it into widget, right? You have a USB port widget? Project it for the whole courtroom to see? Email. That little piece of plastic? Oh no, Judge. Okay. Your grandson can help you out. I'm afraid I don't understand. Oh, this stick here can store all sorts of computer data. I still don't get it. Here, just look at this. Apparently, the doctor was reporting his research findings to a certain individual. Now, take a look at this. It's the police report Detective Sky presented to this court. You can see the plaintiff's legal name on it. Politician Wimperson. I can see why he dropped Wimperson from his name, but that's hardly breaking news. Look closer, Your Honor. His initials! Even Phoenix is flabbergasted. Right, the plaintiff's full legal name is Politician Wimperson. Now, consider this. The email's recipient address starts with 3 letters. P-A-W? Ah! Don't tell me. Oh, but I will anyway. The individual who hired the doctor to study the disputed item is none other than politician Wimperson. Wait, that means... Exactly. He wouldn't have asked the man who stole his family heirloom to study it. Therefore, how could this possibly be the crystal of Amife? It's over. It's so over for you, Phoenix. We never checked the doctor's emails. We couldn't even figure out the password to his computer. The plaintiff willingly left the orb in the doctor's care so he could study it. The behest of his benefactor. Wait, then what about the police report? I have all the details of the theft right here. It's probably for another relic, the real crystal of Amife. He's just using the report as a way to claim that our orb is actually his stolen crystal.
Objection!
And how are you so certain that PAW refers to my client's initials? Maybe the email's recipient was a dog lover. Perhaps, so let's get to know your client a little better, shall we? Mr. Politician Wimperson? I suppose shutting down detractors is all part of a politician's job. Answer me this, Mr. Politician Wimperson. What is... shoe size, favorite food? What are we trying to figure out? His email address, right? What was it? PW711. Is your birthday perhaps July 11th? What is your birthday? My birthday? It's July 11th. But what's it to you? Oh, I see. You can address birthday gifts to my office. But full disclosure, I only accept gifts valued at $1,000 or more. Oh. Feels good to beat the master. Huh? Why has everyone gone silent? Can anyone be that self-centered? Oh, right. Politician. Did everyone hear that? He said July 11th. July 11th, or rather, 711, matches the numbers in the email address. Both the name and birthday are a match. I hardly think that's a coincidence. He's thinking so hard. Wait. What an idiot. You sneaky little... It looks like someone finally decided to join the conversation. The plaintiff care to explain? I would like to say that there's quite... Quite what? Quite a thing, you said. Any other thoughts? No further comments. I stand by my previous statement. He just walks away. What? You can't just walk away. Even politicians have to explain themselves in a court of law. I'm afraid I simply don't know how it happened. I can't possibly explain matters outside of my purview. Perhaps it was a mistake on the part of my secretary? Oh, no, you don't, you slippery eel. Mr. Wright, would you care to respond? I will argue your assertion. My client lent the treasure in question to the doctor and asked him to study it. Seems that much is a fact. Now we're getting somewhere. However, it has no bearing on the issue of ownership. How so? Mr. Ortician, I fully understand your position here. You had to hide the fact that you sent the crystal out to be studied. Your family would have been very upset if they had found out. It's family heirloom, after all. Kidding me. Mr. Wright is, well, right, of course. But then, he always is. That's why he's my lawyer. The crystal is a precious Titian family heirloom. and has been for centuries. But Dr. Buff was so eager to study its proud heritage, I just couldn't say no. I didn't even tell my grandfather.
Objection!
But in order to win the backing of your so-called benefactor, you were going to give what you claim to be the crystal of Ami Faye to that person. You were going to give a precious family heirloom away, just like that? I was going to explain everything to my grandfather later. Honest. My client's grandfather is very proud of his grandson for following in his footsteps. And if refusing him would have meant pushing the dreams of his darling grandson, I doubt the kindly old man could have said no. Well, grandchildren are meant to be spoiled. That's what grandfathers are for. Your Honor, please. I mean, it's been the family for centuries. My grandfather thinks highly of my talents as a politician. That's why he entrusted me with this very important name placard today. Abe? That your grandpa? To hand me down? So I'm sure he would have been okay with me using the crystals as I saw fit. Grandpa's spoiled little brat. The judge is buying it, Apollo. No surprise there. He's always going on about his own grandchild, after all. Excuse me. Can I leave now, Mr. Wright? I believe my work here is done. By all means, Detective Sky. Thank you for your assistance. You're welcome. It's nice to testify at a civil trial once in a while. See you around. Now we're left with just one insufferable witness. Seems that the facts have changed somewhat. Mr. Titian Wimperson apparently lent his family heirloom to Dr. Buff. Mr. Justice, how would the defense like to proceed? Oh, all right, now what? Apollo, let's see what they know about this so-called crystal of Ami Faye. Maybe we can find some inconsistencies in their statements. Right. Okay then, Mr. Wright. If the item in question really is an Titian family heirloom, then let's hear all your client knows about it. Of course. Mr. Titian Wimperson, please tell the defense everything you know about the crystal's origin. All right, now then, listen and learn. This is the tale of the crystal of Ami Faye and the illustrious history of the Titian clan. Are you ready? Our story begins back in the old country when the Titian family reigned supreme. My ancestor was praised as a benevolent ruler who protected the spirit mediums, a minority back then, and the rest of the locals. Some discriminated against them, you see, while others tried to abuse their power. As thanks, Ami Faye gave the crystal she had specifically made as a gift to him. I'm a descendant of that great lord. As such, my political power and influence is backed by centuries of history. Money, you finally get it? His name? Politician? It's okay, you got it eventually. Well, that devolved into a great load of self-aggrandizing propaganda fast. As you can see, the crystal of Ami Faye is an heirloom of the esteemed house of Titian. And you have proof that it has always been in the Titian family? I have someone who gave a statement to that effect. My client's neighbor, one Ives Shinetto. Ives Shinetto? What's his name supposed to be? What's the joke there? I've seen Edo? I can't figure it out. Beautician showed me the crystal back when I was but a lad.
Objection!
I've seen it all. Okay. That one's less obvious. I'm Shinedo. I've seen it all. Yeah, close enough. Can we really trust the memory of an old man? Mr. Justice? Oh, the judge will not like that. Would you care to explain that statement to the judge? Oh, I didn't mean... what I'm trying to say is, oh god, we're cooked. We were cooking and now we're burnt. Never underestimate the memory of your elders. I may forget my verdicts the next day, but the memories of my past are as clear as day. Therefore, I find Mr. Shinedo's statement to be perfectly credible. Wow, did you see how Mr. Wright got the judge on his side? That's definitely a trick I want up my sleeve. You're not helping, Athena. You may cross-examine the witness, Mr. Justice. You're on thin ice, kiddo. Alright.
Hold it!
That object you set down there, is it something of importance to you? It's a name placard. This one here belonged to my grandfather, Abraham Matician. He had a custom made during his distinguished political career. It's special because it was crafted from the finest Italian plastic. Italian plastic? I wasn't aware that Italians are famous for their fine plastic. You can touch it if you want. No, I'm fine. Very well. I'll just continue with my testimony. My ancestor was praised as a benevolent ruler, but he was also an eminent politician.
Hold it!
So, I take it the relationship with the Fae clan was a close one. A smooth and open line of communication with my entire electorate. That is the politician way. Huh? Oh, sorry. I was asking about your ancestor. Whether it's about me or my ancestor, feel free to ask me anything you'd like. Transparency in government, that's the politician way. Well, like dodging questions, that's the politician way. Thanks, I'll be sure to ask when I have something you'll actually answer. As I was saying, the Titian family protected the Fae spirit mediums back then.
Hold it!
Spirit mediums are targets of discrimination? Yes, some people have been treated them like they were monsters. Really? What I remember, they were treated as an important resource. They were important members of the community. The transformation the mediums underwent when channeling spirits frightened the locals. And there were those who tried to use them. And they were sought to control the channeling powers of the mediums? Discriminating against a minority is absolutely despicable. A vote for me is a vote to end discrimination. I vow to root it out wherever it may be. That is my promise to you. He's totally ignoring your questions. It's like you're a moderator at a political debate. Yeah, and only he cares about his talking points. As thrilling as your campaign is, can we please get back to your testimony? Fair, as you wish. Now then, as for the crystal of Abi Fae, Oh. Now we have a picture.
Hold it!
You said she had it made, so then it was made in Japan? That's right. They say she hired a famous craftsman to make it. And they say it's quite valuable too. And you are going to take such a priceless family heirloom. Just give it to your patron? That's a typical of you ignorant common types. Making difficult decisions when the chips are down is what being a politician is all about. Only when it's in service of your own political career, you mean. The crystal is a testament to my ancestors' remarkable achievements. And furthermore,
Hold it!
so tell me, Mr. Rotition Wimperson, are you famous in Korean Village? You could say that, but I find my popularity to be rather bemusing. Bemusing? Yes, my campaign posters keep going missing as soon as I put them up. My avid supporters and female fans are likely taking them home to hang in their bedrooms. Oh, they fucking hate you. I guess ignorance really is bliss. All this only proves my fine lineage. Ah yes, because simply being an ancestor of a famous politician makes you worthy of the same position. I'm sorry, but is any of that relevant to the issue of the relic's rightful owner? Have you never heard of Kingcraft? A Minecraft sequel? It's the art of ruling as a king. My father drilled it into my head from a young age. And one of its precepts states, ruin awaits a ruler who responds to every single issue posed by the masses. Except you aren't a king and you aren't running to be king. That just answered my question about what he meant by king of this nation. Progress. Apollo, who's this Ami Faye anyway? I believe she was the founder of the Korean channeling technique. Plaintiff claims she has the crystal made for his ancestor. That would mean it was made in Japan, right? Yes, I suppose it would. Made in Japan. Do we have any evidence that proves otherwise? Well, the design on it, maybe we could point it out as being Koreanese, not Japanese. Mitama motif from Korean founding period. There we go. Circled. And it's the exact same one on this orb holder. Yeah. Alright, this one's pretty simple. I mean, man, this one was super hard to spot, but you know, I'm just that smart. Where the hell is it? There it is.
Objection!
You stated that Ami Faye had the crystal made for your ancestor. So, am I to assume it was made in Japan? That's right. The craftsmanship is unbeatable. Well, that's strange. I don't see how your so-called crystal could have been made there. What are you talking about? It's quite obvious if you take a closer look at this.
Take that!
Enhance. Take a look at the distinctive design here. According to Dr. Buff, it's a Mitama motif dating back to the early days of the Kingdom of Korean. Kingdom of Korean, And you base this on here. This piece of evidence, Your Honor. These are the doctor's research notes on the Founder's Orb. This is the box in which the orb was originally stored. features the same pattern as the one found on the orb. They do look like the same pattern. Therefore, I assert that the disputed item must have been made in the kingdom of Kurain. Oh, he fucking broke it. Eek, my placard!
Objection!
Kurain channeling technique originated in the kingdom of Kurain. Nami Faye is known to have traveled there to train. With that in mind, what's to say she didn't bring that pattern back with her?
Objection!
Since this is clearly a Kurainese design, not even you can deny the possibility that it was made there, in the kingdom of Kurain.
Objection!
Oh, objections back and forth. Anything's possible to some extent. That doesn't make it true. So we can't conclude that the orb is Kurain based solely on that pattern. If it were that simple, I could just easily say it's Japanese. Things are getting heated. I love to see some drama, man. I have to agree with Mr. Wright. The pattern alone proves nothing. That also means there's no basis to claim the item in dispute was made in Japan either. At this rate, we're going nowhere fast. Yeah, he's right. We're just spinning our wheels here. I wonder if we have any evidence that could break the stalemate. Evidence that could break the stalemate. Do we? The opaque crystal orb is the key. I don't think we do. I don't see anything that could. Yeah, I think we just give up here. There doesn't seem to be anything we can use, at least not at this point. Well, unless we can find something, this train won't be going anywhere. Fixed your nameplate. Some tape. There you go. Your treasured Italian plastic. Yeah, that's much better. Dude, I hate that guy so much. His animations and was like posing. They really did a good job on making him hateable. What's his deal? I have a suggestion. Why don't we consider this from a different angle? I'm listening. What if the defined dragons really were authorized to take possession of the relic? I'm afraid I don't know where you're going with this, Mr. Wright. Consider the orb transfer agreement, which states, I agree to hand over the Founder's Orb to the defined dragons if I will come to no harm. What if, as the last part suggests, this was written under duress? Would render the agreement null and void. What are you suggesting, Mr. Wright? While you were on your little cave expedition, I was investigating Dr. Buff's accident. And there was something you overlooked, Mr. Justice. Namely, that his accident might have actually been murder. Really now? I'm shocked. No way. No way, dude. A Phoenix Wright case with a murder in it? I can't believe it. What? Murder? I literally called it from the beginning. Mr. Wright, you do realize such statements are not to be made lightly. Are you suggesting that the doctor was murdered by the defined dragons? Yes, but follow me on this for a sec. The books that came tumbling down were from the archaeology shelf. However, among that mountain of books was a single volume on psychology. What's more, there's some blood on it. And you feel this is important because the books that came tumbling down from the top shelf, the archaeology books. We know this because the doctor's books were meticulously organized by subject. Archaeology took up the entire shelf, so that psychology book is completely out of place. Are you saying that's a murder weapon? Come to think of it, the shelves are arranged quite carefully. It's also worth noting that psychology books only take up a tiny part of the bottom shelf. You might wonder why a book on psychology was found amid the pile of archaeology books, but I believe I can explain what that single out-of-place book was doing there. The doctor was struck from behind whilst selecting a psychology book from the shelf. And that's when the blood got on the book. Precisely. To make it look like an accident. It was buried under a mountain of archaeology books.
Objection!
Wait a second. This is all just speculation, right? Or do you have proof that it was murder? Of course I do. You do? On a hunch, I had Detective Sky examine the doctor's head wound. She found that he'd been struck by the corner of some object or another. Wait, what? A wound like that couldn't have resulted from a fall to the floor, you know? Do you understand what this means, Mr. Justice? The wound makes it crystal clear, pun I'm sure intended, that Dr. Buff was murdered. What? Well, that was unexpected. I thought we'd break out of the stalemate like this. He pulled the ladder right out from under us. Still, if he thinks that's enough to make me back down, he's got another thing coming. Even if the cause of death was murder, what makes you think it was the Defiant Dragons? You should know better than to hurl baseless accusations.
Objection!
Did you forget who you were up against, Mr. Justice? Huh? Huh? You didn't actually think I'd come to court without witnesses and evidence, did you? What are you talking about? I would like to request further testimony from the plaintiff. Specifically, I would like the court to hear about how he saw one of the rebels leaving the crime scene. He saw what? Oh no. This ain't good. If you can prove it was murder, that's the end of our client's right to the orb. Did he have this up his sleeve the whole time? Man, how can Mr. Wright do this to us? He was just waiting to spring this trap. This Phoenix really does feel like a completely different character. I mean, I like this Phoenix. It's just not used to a level of like smugness and seriousness. This trial has taken another unexpected turn, but I must mention, Mr. Wright, you have yet to identify the murder weapon. The object used to commit the murder was not located at the scene of the crime. Murder likely... oh, it was in the book. You're saying he got struck and then the blood got on the book? The murderer likely disposed of it elsewhere. Learning from Edgeworth, I see, giving me an updated autopsy report. Well, I never thought we'd be deliberating the issue of murder at a civil trial. All right, Mr. Tisha Wimperson, your testimony, if you please. Civil trial? Yep, the civil trial. It's on fire. Prepare to be dazzled. Dazzled by charismatic oration forged in the crucible of campaign battles. You would just shut up. Civil case about to turn into a murder case? That evening, I was walking alone, lost in thought. I passed by the doctor's house. And that's when I saw Mr. Arable. He was running out the front door. It was around 10 at night. Attention has to be one of the best punchable witnesses. Agreed. So true. A vote for me is a vote to end such violence. That is my promise to you. So the plaintiff saw a possible suspect fleeing from the doctor's residence, and it was within the window of the estimated time of death. That's a rebel. Sure is. What in the world were you doing there then? What the heck, Dots? Seems Mr. Rebel was loitering about Crane Village that day. There's evidence he was in the doctor's study as well. Isn't that right, Mr. Justice? Phoenix, I just realized Phoenix is trying to pin Dots on all this. Didn't Dots and Phoenix become like bros? They're bros already. And he's like, yeah, by the way, I'm accusing you of murder. I'm sure Phoenix knows. He's like, I'm sure he's like 5D chested out, right? He trusts Apollo will find the truth because he knows the truth. Phoenix knows. I'm sure he does. But he, just so happened to be hired by Paul, a Titian. And he's like, you know what? You got to get that bag. Win or lose. We both win, I'll just, face off against Apollo. Yeah, I totally agree, Fire. This case is, this trial is awesome. It's very interesting. Just for the fact alone that they shake up the usual format, and it's not just a murder case. No one has died yet. I mean, there's one death, but we're debating whether or not that's murder, and it probably is. To be honest, when has it not been murder in Ace Attorney? You know what? Scratch that. It literally in this game there was a suicide ruling, right? Anyway. Who died again? Dr. Buff, the archaeologist. He was found to be dead in a study under a pile of books. Initially thought to have died from a fall. Yeah. You mean the suitcase? Exactly. Must have been in quite the rush to leave that behind. Oh, and by the way, Your Honor, Mr. Rebel just so happens to be sitting in the gallery today. What? Dude, this shot plus the line it's hilarious. Chef's kiss. Ah! See? That's him trying to escape as we speak. Hey, Liv, don't let that man get away. Oh, shit. You backstabber! What are you doing? Why are you doing this to me? Oh, they didn't talk about it? See, I told you they were bros. Not anymore. The first mass trial was theft, technically? Oh, you're right. That's old history. So long ago? Please proceed, Mr. Justice. Rebel's Crime. Have I played the Great Ace Attorney yet at all? I have not. I am going to do so after I beat the main series, which is this is the last game, you know? I don't know if I want to play the Great Ace Attorney first or Miles Edgeworth games first. I suppose either would work. It's not like there's a set order you need to play them in, right? Aside from the main series. There might be some non-murder trials. Og?
Hold it!
Why were you taking a walk? Society is inundated with serious problems that must be solved. And as a politician, dude, I'm always on the job, thinking hard about possible solutions, even on my walks. You didn't answer why you were taking a walk. While we live out our comfy lives, there were starving children who suffer in the back alleys of our major cities. It's not in me to ignore such suffering. Oh, Layton versus Ace Attorney is all witch trials? That's fun. A vote for me is a vote to end hunger and for world peace. Yes, Mr. Rotition 1%, we are all well aware of your outstanding character. Now, please continue with your testimony. I can practically hear my poll numbers surging. Now, on with my speech. After all, the voting public must be informed of the magnificence that is me. My first thought with witch trials, you know, how could that not be the first thought when it comes to witch trials?
Hold it!
Where exactly were you when you saw Mr. Arable? Right here under this tree. I saw him dashing out of Dr. Buff's front door. Oh, okay. And he didn't notice you? No, I was hidden by the tree. Is it really all that important to know where the plaintiff saw Mr. Rebel? Sure it is. Yes, I believe it matters a lot. Ask that it please be added to the witness's testimony. Controller? Why are you not working? Okay. So him being there means that he's totally able to see what's through the window, right?
Hold it!
What are you doing under that tree? Lack of lateral thinking. That is a politician's downfall. What? That is why, if I'm elected, I promise to think outside the box. The question was, what were you doing under the tree, Mr. Rotition 1%? I suppose I can't expect a plebeian such as yourself to understand my grand design. Oh, that game hasn't even been ported yet? Has it been translated? Oh yeah? Try me, O Lord of Plebs. Mr. Rotition 1%, I believe the court is well aware of your grand political vision. You, Phoenix, must be so annoyed by this guy. He has to deal with him more than Paulo does. He's working with him. See, English just on 3DS. I see. Well, let's have the rest of your testimony, if you please. I can hardly wait for the upcoming election. I can.
Hold it!
Did you notice anything unusual? Yes, his behavior was incredibly suspicious. You like his theme? I heard it like once when he first showed up, and never again. His eyes were darting all around as he ran off in total panic. As soon as I saw that, I knew he had done something, and it probably wasn't good. Despite that, you still didn't report it to the police? Who would have thought he had killed Dr. Buff? Not me. That's why I didn't report him. Didn't notify the police. Is that an important statement? Sure it is. No idea that Dr. Buff was dead. You see, you had a clear view of the window where he was. So you could have seen him dead.
Hold it!
But we'll press you anyway before we present. You had no idea he was dead. In other words, you knew nothing about what had happened. I'm truly ashamed of myself. What? There's been a gruesome murder in my beloved village. What a fool I've been. I was thinking only of the village's future and world peace. It seems my earnest attitude and industrious nature have come back to haunt me. Only a politician would try to pass off self-aggrandizement as self-deprecation. Apollo, you think this is how all politicians will be from now on? We're all doomed if they are. Magician breakdown plays in your head every now and then. Gotta be honest, I have not remembered that one that well. But yeah, I do agree. Production quality is super good. They made the 3D look way better. Honestly, pretty impressive for their second go at it, right?
Hold it!
At the time, you didn't know the doctor was dead, is that correct? It's true that I've been known as a prodigy from a very young age. Oh my god, I don't even want to read this guy talking anymore. Huh? I graduated high school and college with exceptional grades. As class president, this guy just yaps. He doesn't say anything. He just yaps. I don't want to read this useless text. First grade Ace Attorney would have come between, and Layton proceeded with Destiny, so 4 3D game. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Makes sense why it looks so good now. They got the money from the spin-offs. But as exceptional as I am, I can't possibly expect it to know everything at all times. This isn't working. He keeps bending the questions to serve his own needs. Hang in there, Apollo. Mr. Tishman-Percent, I believe the court is well aware of your exceptional nature. Now, would you please continue with your testimony? I have the upcoming election in the bag.
Hold it!
So, how do you actually intend to end such violence? Elite politicians such as myself never reveal their strategies. Did you really think I would divulge such sensitive information to the likes of you? Yeah, but surely you have some sort of campaign platform you're running on. No comment. Clearly, his is a platform told by an idiot full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. He said he saw dots from under the tree. That's true then. figure something out? Yeah, I think he's hiding something. Let's take another look at the evidence, Athena. I think I know what to do here. Oh, they did a lot of mocap in Spirit of Justice? I mean, they probably did mocap in the dance sequence, right? The what do you call it? The inside dance, whatever it is. What else would they use mocap on? Now I'm wondering how much budget they'll have for an Ace Attorney 7 if they ever do that. If ever. I mean, they're not doing it on 3DS anymore because that's a dead console. Okay, we'll just present the map here, right?
Objection!
Big ass window. Mr. Edition Wimperson, rather than Mr. Rebel. Wasn't there something else that should have had your undivided attention? Magic Breakdown had mocap too? Actually, I might have to rewatch that one. Like what? Oh yes, of course. Politician must also keep its finger on the electorate's pulse. Focus on the... Sorry, but you're way off. Yeah? Would you care to explain, Mr. Justice? If the witness saw Mr. Rebel from this position here, he should have also been able to see the doctor's body. After all, it was right next to a huge window. Why, I believe you have a point there. The body that clearly visible to the witness. Unthinkable that he wouldn't have reported it to the police. Will the witness care to respond? Maybe it was too dark? I don't know. Maybe he's fucking sleeping? Did he fall asleep? Mr. Patricia Wimperson? Mr. Artisan Wimperson, holy shit, fucking explosion. There are many sides to any issue. What did I ever do to deserve this? In any case, I'd like the court to acknowledge the inconsistency in the witness's testimony. Mr. Artisan Wimperson, did you really see Mr. Rebel? Yes. Walks away. Yes. Bye-bye. You like how Mood Matrix is actually a psychology therapy tool instead of made up plot nonsense? Now that you mention it, yeah. I guess every time they did use it, it was made to like... kind of be pseudotherapy, right? Oh, I thought I'd return to my seat, seeing as I had already answered the question. This isn't some small town hall debate, so you just stay right here until I say we're through. Now, I'll have to run that by my campaign manager before I...
Objection!
Sister identity complex getting unpacked and then split personality? Yeah. Gulp. Mr. Artisan Wimperson, I think it's time for you to come clean. Huh? So then, does this mean he didn't see Mr. Rebel? As your lawyer, Mr. Richard Wimperson, I advise you divulge that matter we discussed. Silence is no longer an option. Are you sure about this? I'm in the midst of running for office. I can't afford to let any strange rumors get out. Don't worry, you won't suffer any blowback for what you're about to reveal. Blowback? I'm not sure I like the sound of that, Mr. Wright. Not to worry, Your Honor. Nothing untoward will come of this, I promise. Now then, Mr. Justice. Remember how it was an anonymous caller that reported the doctor's death? Come to think of it. Emma, who was the first one to discover the body? About that, whoever it was, it seems they wanted to remain anonymous. What? It happened now and then. It happens now and then. Some people would rather not get involved with the police. Wait, you're not saying that. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm more grounded than I'm seeing ghosts because it's nonsense. Wait, who saw ghosts? No, regardless. Village Girl and Dual Destiny? Ah, okay. Yeah, Athena's name is sick. It barely plays. The anonymous source who contacted the police after discovering the body was my client, Mr. Politician Wimperson. Oh, there's his name now. What? You don't say. Yo! So you see, he played his part as a concerned citizen, quite admirably, if I may say so. Isn't that right? Yes, indeed. In our society today, there are too many who choose indifference over righteous blah 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 blah. Yeah. One might call me the model citizen, one worthy of standing above the rest. A real standard bearer he is, reporting it anonymously. Oh, and by the way, Mr. Justice, wasn't there someone else at the scene of the crime when my client discovered the body? Oh, you mean Mr. Rebel? You would have been leaving the doctor's house right around then. Wait, that means... Yes, it does. In short, my client witness was Mr. Rebel fleeing the scene of a heinous murder. Ah! You ever played Among Us, Phoenix? You know how common self-reports are? That's not all. Based on what we've heard so far, Mr. Rebel looked exceedingly suspicious, and that's putting it mildly, and that's just who he is. We already know the Defiant Dragons threatened the Doctor with bodily harm. And now that they've killed him, the so-called orb transfer agreement is null and void. So much noise for a civil trial. Apollo, if we don't come up with some sort of counter-argument, what sort of evidence do you have? You actually proved that it was Mr. Rebel who killed the Doctor. That move had desperate written all over it. That's all I've got, so I'm going with it. Evidence? And I suppose it's true that I don't have any. I knew it! But I do have another witness. You do? You should know I always come fully prepared, Mr. Justice. And my new witness will provide testimony proving Mr. Rebel's guilt. A new witness? I wonder who it could be. It's Sarge, isn't it? Very well. Bailiff, please summon our new witness. In the meantime, the court will take a brief recess. I like both sides to use this time to prepare properly. Understood? Yes, Judge. Oh, wow. I knew Mr. Wright would put up a tough fight, but... yeah, just when I thought we had him, he turned the tables on us. He really is a turnabout terror. Can't let him blindside us again. Looks like they got me again. 3 times in 1 year. That's a new record. Dots, please. No more new records or bad puns while you're at it. Yeah, I fucking love this guy. It's hard enough trying to help you as it is. Roger that. I'll be more careful next time. Dots, is what Mr. Wright said true? Did you really pay a visit to Dr. Buff that night? Sure did. Can't remember the exact time though. All I know is he wouldn't hand over the orb. Someone put it in his head that we rebels were dangerous. Isn't he technically an escaped convict? Maybe? I don't know. He's only being accused of murder now. I don't think he was ever like a suspect or anything before this, right? That's why you threw me out. So the doctor was still alive when Dots last saw him. Still have to prove it though. Better brace yourself, son. The next witness's testimony could make or break this case. Yeah, I know. Hey, where's Trucy? She went to go see her dad. Maybe she's still mad. More like worried. Worried that this trial will create a rift between you two. Vaguely remember him parachuting in one of the prior cases? In your mind, that was Prison Break, but you know for sure. Yes, he did. He was arrested for being, you know, a rebel in Korean, and then he broke out. And then, yeah. So I guess he's definitely an escaped convict. I thought you meant in the context of like this country, but no, he's an escaped convict in Korean. Yeah. You are correct. But you know, he's chill. She has an active imagination. Excuse me, the trial will be resuming shortly. Well, let's go see what new testimony awaits us. Alright, show me Sarge. You fully agree with Korean's policies? You do? Trial by divination? Who needs defense attorneys anyways? True! Just have Rafa dance. That's all you need. Mr. Wright, you said you had a witness? Your Honor, I would like to call the lone survivor of the doctor's murder to the stand. Wait, you can't mean that Sarge is here? You mean Dr. Buff's reclusive son? How did you get him to cooperate? Nothing a little persuasion couldn't handle. Poor child only agreed to help if it meant catching the killer. Getting a kid like that to overcome his fear, and that's impressive. Is he just gonna pilot his little drone, or is he gonna be here in person? This must be really important testimony for the kid to come out in public like this. What's the procedure for not murder cases? Guilty, 100%. It doesn't matter. Maybe you can divine an inanimate object. Can I divine the living? I guess she can't. It's the drone. Yep. Oh my. Sergeant Buff at your service, sir. This here's the drone? Really? Mr. Wright, what exactly is the meaning of this? Post-trauma has rendered it impossible for the witness to venture into public. Leaving home was hard enough, and it seems leaving the witness lobby was just too much. I would still like to continue a testimony delivered via this drone. I understand it must be terrible to lose one's father like that. Let me guess, we're gonna mood matrix on this guy for him to come out, right? We're gonna fix his problem. Do a little widget therapy. Easy peasy. You think that's just called a security camera? Rafa divining a inanimate object? But you see, that just means everything is a security camera. You can save so much money in not buying security cameras anymore. Just who's piloting this trial anyway? Judge sure warmed up to the idea fast. I think the phrase you're looking for is gave up. Look, we've had more ridiculous things. Holy shit, you can't shoot up the whole courtroom? Defending the man who killed Papa? That's full on treason, soldier. I hereby demote you back to private. Corporal. Private? What's he talking about, Apollo? But you could do that. You'd imagine it'd be super easy to self-introduce. You're right, but Rafa isn't very smart. It's a long story. Now then, are you ready to testify, youngster? Well, I don't know why I did that voice for Judge. Oh, then, are you ready to testify, youngster? Locked and loaded, sir. Ready to rain lead upon the perpetrator. Ha ha ha. Alright, helicopter boy. Met with someone that night. Didn't have eyes on the ground. Said already mounted my siege defense, but I did hear him arguing with someone in his study. From my window, I saw the one designated Dots getting ejected from the premises. After that, the man lingered around the perimeter for some time. Must have regrouped and killed my Papa in the study later. I just know it. So he's thrown out, but later returned and committed the murder, did he? Yes, Your Honor. So the man my client saw really must have been fleeing Mr. Rebel. Oh, he's here. What's up? Objection. Right, you backstabbing no good. I didn't kill no one. It's the enemy. Ready all missiles and fire. Holy shit, you got missiles? Whoa, 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 whoa. Capitalist pig. I'll turn you into pork stroganoff. Wait. This is new. He's role-playing as a... as a communist? And comrade? And that's just a taste of my ultimate anti-swine weapon. Whoa, it fires missiles too? Yes, well, the witness is all yours, Mr. Justice. father met with someone. Could you be more specific? No, I was in the midst of a crucial defense siege operation. Right. You're referring to how you don't leave your room, correct? You never know where the enemy might be lurking outside the siege perimeter. What about, you know, school? Oh, I'm out of go to boot camp. I'm a soldier. A soldier doesn't associate with rookies, still too green to fight. At this point, the Ace Attorney 7 prosecutor could be a serial killer who walks in, caps the defense in the head with a pistol, walks out. Yeah, I don't think you can get much worse than open firing in the courtroom with a unmanned drone. I mean, they literally bombed the courtroom before, but that wasn't from the prosecutor or anything. It was very brave of you to come to the courthouse today. Who's that you said about a siege defense? Oh, that? Well. Didn't have any eyes on the ground.
Hold it!
Sarge, I always wondered. Who or what are you battling? That's classified. Even so, it may be relevant to this case.
Objection!
I don't know if you're the right person to be asking about things like that. That's right. Such matters need to be handled with certain delicacy. Not delicacy. Wait. Is that the right word? It is the right word. I don't know. I was thinking about the food. The food term, you know, like delicacy. Maya shedding one time, instant contempt. Ugh, you're right. Poor girl. All animals assault the judge in defense, whipping and now gunfire. You know what? It's true. They did not say anything about the gunfire or missiles for that matter. They just saw those rip, and they're like, okay, you know, just another day. Not much worse than the, you know, hawks coming in and assaulting people. Some fucking samurai slashes going all about. You're all talking no action, soldier. Not on the battlefield, it ain't the number of pretty words in your repertoire, but the number of bullets in your gun belt that counts. Easy for you to say. You're the one with all of them. Witness, please tell this court what he saw and heard that night. I hear him arguing with someone in his study. What was the argument about? I heard things like, where is the orb, and are you defying dragons really carnivores? It sounded like real volatile. It sounded real volatile, like a war might break out any second. The two of them had an argument when Dots came to get the orb. Did you see or hear anything else? Yeah, I heard them arguing, and then silence. From my window, I saw the one designated Dots. This is a long testimony. How is Mr. Rebel acting? Like a conquered trooper retreating with his tail between his legs. Trooper? Well, I guess he does dress like he's in the military. I bet those two would really hit it off had they met under different circumstances. It's a long trial too? Oh boy, I'm gonna have to take a break in the middle of this then.
So the defeated soldier was expelled, but that wasn't the end.
Linger around the perimeter for some time. Doesn't that kind of contradict what Paul said earlier? Didn't Paul say that he just ran away?
Hold it!
That does seem suspicious.
Kept hiding behind trees and telephone poles and stealing glances at our house.
Oh, he couldn't exactly leave without the orb.
He was angry that he'd been kicked out. Must have regrouped and killed my papa in the study lair. I just know it.
Hold it!
Don't you keep your front door unlocked? So that anyone could have gotten in.
It's true, Papa didn't keep our house locked up. Said there was no need because there were only good people in Korean Village.
He ended up dead anyway.
Fucking Paul, man. Only a monster could have do what they did to my kind Tristan Papa.
This is all the fault of the last politician for ruining the economy.
With a swift and terrible vengeance, I'll carpet bomb the killer with everything in my arsenal. Fire!
Nope. Here we go again.
While I sympathize with you, witness, you will refrain from firing Gatling guns in this court.
The Sarge saw dots too. No, just a simple, you will refrain from the judge. It's always in politics, at least that's what they keep saying on TV. Yeah, it's always the last guy's fault, not my fault. It's always the last guy. I wonder why he hung around after being thrown out. I hate to say this, but if Dots is proven to be the killer, we'll lose the orb to the plaintiff. So our only option is to prove the Defiant Dragons had nothing to do with the murder. So this is the most suspicious. This is the most suspicious thing to me. They didn't have eyes on the ground. You didn't? Yeah, I was looking through the evidence and... yeah, I saw that this was the camera and microphone. I mean, of course it is. How else would you use it? As a communications device. Is this not in the study?
Objection!
You're nice. Sarge, are you hiding something from me?
How dare you question your superior officer like that? You want to get in on this Stroganoff action with Pig Boy over there, soldier?
Pig Boy? Sorry, but I'm afraid lawyers are missile-proof. You love caricatures of politicians. So good at unifying everyone in the well-understood truth that politicians always suck. Yeah. The defense care to explain. It's simple, Your Honor. Just as he is able to see what is happening in court right now, Sarge was able to see what was happening in the study then. This cherished drone, of course. Oh, now that you mention it. To think, the answer was right before our eyes this whole time. Sarge, you were perfectly capable of patrolling the study that night. So you must have seen something. Ah! Oh, he's leaking oil. Oh, what is this strange new weaponry you're using against me? Courtroom warriors don't use guns or missiles because evidence is our weapon of choice. And the evidence has exposed your bald-faced lie. My truth bomb, Sarge, has stripped your defenses bare. Truth bomb? No! Arrgh! Mayday! Mayday! I'm going down! Holy shit. We broke him. Oh my, are you alright? Evidence. Never have seen such a fearsome ordinance. Tell it to us straight, Sarge. After all, you want to help your father, don't you? Papa. Yes, you want to find out who killed him, don't you? So please, tell us what you saw that night. It's not what you think. I didn't see anything. I swear. You sure? You seem awfully stressed for someone who didn't see anything. Arrgh. Whoa! Cover. Take cover. Sarge, you need to answer my question.
Shut your pie hole, maggot. It'll be a scorching day in Siberia before a lowly private like you orders me around.
With him in Siberia, of all places. If a scorching day is what it'll take, maybe it's time to turn up the heat. Hey, Athena. It's your turn. You think a therapy session might help? Well, it could help alleviate some of his anxiety. I like that little earring flick that she does. That's cute. Yes, I'm picking up a lot of discord in Sarge's voice. A lot is an understatement. 100%. It usually means the patient wants to say something but can't for some reason. And in Sarge's case, I imagine whatever's plaguing him is pretty severe. In that case, I'll leave it to you and your mood matrix magic. You got it. Your Honor, I believe I can be of help here. Time for a therapy session, is it, Miss Sykes? Yes, it will help the witness with his anxiety. Maybe even enough to testify. By all means, please bring the poor child out into the light of day. Oh, but I assume this will be alright with you, Mr. Wright. Why not? It's not like we all haven't been through this before.
What are you butting in for, lady? This ain't a place. There ain't a place on this battlefield for you.
Objection!
Wow, sexist much? I beg to differ, Sarge. This G.I. Jane's always ready for a fight in the courtroom. And wait until you see what I've got in my arsenal, analytical psychology. With it, I'm going to blow a big ol' hole in your armor that you've built around your heart.
What? First evidence, now analytical psychology. Where are these WMDs coming from? Well, if it's a battle you want, bring it on. You may have started this war, but I'm going to end it. Poor woman Sykes.
You got it, Sarge. Time to seek out the agony buried deep in your heart. Brace yourself. Could you imagine a judge approving a therapy session midway through an active cross-examination? I cannot. Which is why this mechanic is so ridiculous to me. I stayed in my room until the drone, with my drone that evening. With Dots and Papa arguing with each other. Dots got kicked out, but I saw him still hanging around outside, looking as sus as usual. I was in my room, so I didn't know Papa was dead until the next day. Looking for unexpected emotions and unnatural reactions, right? Right, emotions and reactions that don't fit the content of his testimony. When you find one, make sure you point it out to me. Also, remember not to view his emotional reactions in isolation. Sometimes it's important to see how they change from one statement to the next. Okay, I'll give it a try. Stayed in my room with Andrew that evening, so he's sad. I mean, I guess this guy's always sad, so not too surprising. Surprised? You're seeing dots, yeah? I'm gonna ask you why you're sad here.
Got it!
This emotion isn't that out of place, given the statement. Alright, fine, I'll look for the differences in between statements. That's what they're really trying to down here. Surprised? He's a lot more sad now. He's also a lot more sad.
Got it!
It's not this. Maybe it's this one?
Got it!
There you go. Good thing there's no penalty for this. That's strange. You reacted with shock when you discovered your father's body. Yet you weren't nearly as shocked then as when you saw Mr. Rebel. Normally, you expect the death of one's father to be much more impactful. Oh, that's what they're getting at.
Enemy fire! Direct hit!
That is strange. I wonder what it could mean. Well, we know he wasn't as affected by his father's death as he should have been. And I think I know why. Oh? Sarge, you weren't as shocked at seeing your father's body as seeing Mr. Rebel because you'd seen his body already. Sarge, maybe the truth is you left your room that night. And that's when you saw it. Your father's body.
I saw no such thing.
Really? You didn't see his body? Alright then. What did you see? Look, Apollo, we've lost some noise. So, just as I suspected, you really did see something. Sarge, please, tell us what you saw.
Oh, but
what?
the moment I saw it, I couldn't bear it. I couldn't stand to lose yet another loved one.
Huh? Am I missing something here? Is that why you weren't very shocked when you found out your father was dead? Because you had already sensed that he was a goner somehow?
Maybe.
Please, Sarge. What was it you saw on the night of your father's murder?
Oh, God. I saw.
Uh-oh.
Whoa!
Oh, what's happening? I don't like where this is going.
No more! No more, please!
Oh, and he's going away.
Eek! Help!
What, Widget?
I've confiscated your little toy. The battlefield has no place for unauthorized equipment.
I can assure you Widget is not violating the Geneva Convention. Widget! Apollo, I can't continue the session without him.
Calm yourself this instant, witness. I hereby order you to submit to your therapy session. What in blazes? Look at me, I'm judge, jury, and executioner now. I hereby convene a military tribunal.
Widget is violating something, that's for sure. Yeah, my private thoughts. Hey, look for rest that drone this insect.
Rah.
Shoot it down. Oh my god. Fire! What is going on here? Which... The fucking massacre. Oh, kid. Things aren't gonna be good for you. Oh, we got him back. Phew, finally got him back. Nice work. This witness is truly a handful. No contempt? Okay, fine. Oh, 2, 3, 4. Whoa. Miss Sykes, what's the witness's current psychological state? Not good. He's emotionally all over the map. So he's out of control emotions. Are in control of him, huh? Does that mean we can calm him down if we can figure out the root cause? Yes, so let's see what we can find. Sarge, can you hear me?
Oh, is that you, Core Woman Sykes?
I'm here. Now, I want you to take a few deep breaths. Just try to relax. Try it with me. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out.
In, out, in, out.
And now, let your emotions take you where they will. Go on, just let it all out.
Horses attack!
That's the least relaxing breathing exercise that I've ever seen. You might need to work on that, Athena. With more fighting, and I got worried about Papa. Suddenly, I got dizzy and passed out. I remember a flame lighting up the room, while grinning with delight. And he must have been killed, if only I hadn't passed out. Flame? Well, we know you have trauma from fire.
Got it!
That's it. Sarge, you were overcome with shock and fear when you saw those flames, weren't you?
Was I?
Yes, just 6 months ago. You and your mother were caught up in an arsonist's blaze. It's no wonder you would be extremely scared of fire.
Yes, that does make sense.
Maybe, just maybe. Your subconscious fear of fire was what caused you to withdraw from the world.
What do you mean, Core Woman Sykes?
In the outside world, you were bound to come across all sorts of fire. Candles, cigarettes, heck, even the grill at a diner. Even if it's not that often, just the idea that you might see them grew bigger and bigger until you couldn't shut it out.
I think you might be onto something. Candles, cigarettes, just thinking about them sends a chill down my spine.
Things I take for granted.
Now I see. I was afraid of the fire. Strange, I didn't even realize it myself.
About that fire, Sarge, can you tell me what was burning? Just stay calm and maybe something will come to you.
Oh, I'm starting to remember. It was...
It was? The orb itself? What?
The relic Papa was studying. It was on fire.
Is it a lamp? The orb was on fire?
Still kind of fuzzy, but yes, the orb was burning right in front of Papa. There, the flames was. Mama? Yes, now remember. I saw Mama appear amid the dancing flames. Wait, what? Holy shit, it has powers. That's crazy. What's going on here? Maybe it's a memory from the fire that killed his mother. Might be confusing it with what really happened when his father died. Let me guess, more therapy? Yep, this time it seems there's an inconsistency in his statements. I think we should be able to prove it with the evidence at hand. Yep, this inconsistency is the key. Proving that the relic really is the Founder's Orb. Guess it doesn't really have powers yet. Relic was on fire. Info update. You don't want to hear that from your therapist? Some more therapy? Yeah, just when in doubt, more therapy. Just therapize until they're okay. Thumbs up. 10 out of 10. Good job, Athena. You did it. You fixed them. Now, if the orb was on fire, how would he be able to hold it like this when he died? Still don't know the murder weapon though. Couldn't read anything. I don't think this statement is it. Maybe we go back to the fire one. Relic was on fire and I saw Mama's face inside. You see Mama's face? No. Definitely not. No. No. Maybe? Offer thy praise as fervent as fire? Wait a sec. Fire? Okay, hold on. No. 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 Hold on, am I cooking? Am I cooking with fire? Only then shall the Holy Mother return. Oh, maybe he didn't see his mom. He saw the Holy Mother, right? got his mommies mistaken. And the mommies were mixed up.
Objection!
Wait, no? How?
Is that so? Would you be so kind as to point it out to court?
Well, if you're going to put me on the spot like that, then I admit my confidence is waning.
Serious?
Say, Apollo, Sarge is saying that his father was burning the orb when he's killed. Doesn't that seem funny to you? Concerning what the doctor was up to that night. Oh. Yeah, he was hiding it. Okay. Alright, I better look through the evidence one more time. I'm a little ahead of the game. Okay, so I guess I was onto something. But yeah, he wouldn't have the orb at that time. So this one was the updated picture, right? They added the orb here, so maybe I present here. What do I even present? Do I present the moss? Or the raincoat? Maybe the orb, because it's not supposed to be there? Maybe the orb. I feel like the moss and raincoat are... None of them are actually in the picture here, so this one makes the most sense right now.
Objection!
There we go. Don't blame yourself, Sarge. After all, even if you hadn't passed out, the outcome would have been the same.
What do you mean?
Talking about the time of death. Your father wasn't killed right after you left your room.
What? Explain yourself at once, Private Justice.
You said you saw your father burning the orb, right? That night, he went out to hide it in a cave. So, what you saw, Sarge, was something that happened before your father left to hide the orb.
Oh.
So you see, you didn't pass out right before he was killed. You passed out right before he left the cave to hide the orb in the ruins with it.
So, even if I hadn't passed out...
That's right. The outcome would have been exactly the same. That's because your father, Dr. Buff, was killed after he returned from the ruins. And therefore, Sarge, there's no need for you to blame yourself.
Oh, I see. Private Justice, can you really say I bear no blame in this?
Why do you ask?
Because the truth is, I hadn't engaged in my siege defense. Papa would still be alive.
Sarge,
I wish nothing more than for me to lead a happy, healthy life. So he quit his job and moved out. Went from the big city. Even then, I didn't have the courage to set foot out to the outside world. In the end, I failed to make Papa's wish come true.
Sarge? If you want to make your father's wish come true, if that's what you really want, then who's to say it's too late? Why don't you take the first step now? Oh, we get a face reveal?
First step?
That's right. You can cast off all your regret. You can stop standing still and start moving forward. You have the power within you. I know from experience. I know what it's like to feel like you do. But only you Only you can decide to take the first step. Lena really does empathize, huh? If you don't change your tactics now, Sarge, the victory you seek in the war you're waging will always lie beyond your grasp. I think I understand now. I've made up my mind. So at this moment, I will suspend my siege defense indefinitely. Oh. Oh. Someone get him a lot of crates. Say, they, them? I don't know. Androgynous child? Huh? Daughter? Son? It's a son, right? That's what they said. Sergeant Buff reporting for duty. What? You were a guy. You're definitely not the gruff drill sergeant I envisioned. I understand the the one-off capitalist pig remark now. Well, my mama was in the Russian army. I was just as shocked, but it certainly explained a few things when I found out too. Oh, it is a girl. Okay, may I introduce you to Miss Army Buff, age 12. No way. Careful, soldier. Don't forget I can blow you away at a moment's notice. She's just too cute. So, have you always been in a wheelchair, Sarge? Negative. Only since I was injured. In the fire.
Your voice sounds awfully different from before. Oh, look at it go.
My drone features a voice modulation device. It's just one of my army's many technological marvels.
Well, you fooled me. I thought some 20-something military fanatic was out the controls.
If it's all the same to you, troops, I'd like to continue my testimony. I just remembered something, and it's as crisp and clear as the trumpet at roll call.
What did you remember?
It wasn't my mother who appeared in the burning orb. It was some lady Papa had shown me a picture of a long time ago. He said it was the Holy Mother, founder of Koreanism. She appeared right there, right in the building orb, or the burning orb.
Huh?
What did you just say?
Zero. We did get her to come out. Bye-bye.
Holy Mother of Koreanism was in the burning orb? What does that even mean? I have a bad feeling about this. Could it be? This explain what Sarge means with Holy Mother appearing in the burning orb?
Oh, okay. This is what we have now.
Take that!
That's what I needed it for.
Dr. Buff's research notes? What do they have to do with this?
Look at this, the burning orb. Appearance of the founder. This part points to both.
Take that!
I don't even have to move my cursor. There's a legend about the orb involving a mysterious riddle. And this song, in turn, is said to contain the key to solving it. If the legend is true, then I believe the answer lies in this part of the song. For thy praise as firm as fire, only then shall the Holy Mother return. Well, anyone see where I'm going with this? Praise as fervent as fire. Ah, you're supposed to set the orb on fire? The whole stanza seems to suggest that the founder will appear if the orb is set on fire. Wait, so the doctor, he... Ah, so all we have to do is bring the orb back and set it on fire to prove that it's the founder's orb. There we go. Case solved. Yes, Athena. He had solved the ancient riddle of the founder's orb. Oh my. They really did make Army adorable. Like some, disabled representation. That's always nice. Sure, it's fine and normal. Divine moms show up in my fires all the time. Don't tell the police to investigate. Yeah, whenever you campfire, light the gas stove, whatever. Some nice hot mommy comes out. Gives you a hug. I wish. So I believe in him, and I want to believe. I want to believe he achieved his long-time dream of solving that riddle before he died. Well, we won't know for sure, unless we try it for ourselves. Yes, do it, Private Justice, please. I want to see what Papa was searching for with my own eyes.
Objection!
The plaintiff must object to this.
Objection!
The plaintiff will stand down and be quiet.
Objection!
Just throw them at each other, huh? You don't have the right to set a precious relic like that on fire.
Objection!
Oh, but I do. All I needed was Sarge's permission. Since we still don't know if this treasure is the founder's orb or the crystal of Amife. Any ownership rights the doctor had now belong to his daughter. Therefore, you have absolutely no right to stop us. It's over for you, Phoenix. It's over. So over. Very well, Mr. Justice. I never thought I'd be saying this, but you may burn the evidence. All right, here we go. Oh, shit. This is new? More mocap? Look! Apollo! The inside of the orb! It's melting! This is where the mocap came in. Oh shit, it's her face! Dirk, isn't she? Her garb leaves no room for doubt. It's the founder herself. Face and all. I don't understand. Greatest of taboos in Koreanism is the depiction of the founder's face. Yet here it is, hidden within this orb. Heating the founder's orb revealed the statue within. Wait a second. Now if you know the face and a name of someone, you can channel them, right? Oh no. Oh no, no, no. I can see where this is coming now. Oh. I think that's how it works. If we were disputing whether you and I owned a stack of cash, my friend John gave me permission to burn it, that would work. Okay, but what if your stack of cash was actually a magic stack of cash that, when burned, would multiply into more cash? It would burn the outer layer. It would turn your $20 bills into hundreds. You see? Easy. That's some Ace Attorney logic right there. Sorry, Mr. Wright, but as you can see, the issue is crystal clear. This figure is the Holy Mother, founder of Koreanism. And based on that, this must be none other than the Founder's Orb. It's only true if I'm right. I'm wrong if I just burned your money. Okay, but in this situation, the orb belongs to neither the plaintiff or the defendant, right? It owns to Army because she technically had it. She's the keeper of it. And they were disputing whether or not they belonged it. So for your situation to be applicable, you would need a third party that somehow had the money. I don't know. But you're right. It wouldn't make sense. Just randomly burning evidence in court. Let me just burn your priceless treasure. It might not be your priceless treasure, but I'll just burn it.
Objection!
Be that as it may, Mr. Rabel still may have killed the doctor. If so, it would render the orb transfer agreement null and void. Don't play dumb, Mr. Wright. The truth of the matter has already been proven. Dr. Buff wasn't killed right after Sarge saw Mr. Rebel, and after the doctor came back from hiding the orb. And you have no proof that Mr. Rebel was still around at the time. Your claim that the Defiant Dragons were behind the crime doesn't hold water. And that means the orb transfer agreement is still perfectly valid. Admit it, Mr. Wright. I just burned your whole case to the ground. Literally. Oh. No! Ace, no longer. Should have been better justification for the burning. Promise to do so without doing damage. Yeah, I guess they could have said that, but I mean, in the cutscene, they were pretty careful about it. They weren't like pouring gas over it, you know? I won? I actually won? Mr. Wright, would you please care to respond? Respond? I didn't think so. Wait, did we just win? Did we actually beat the Turnabout Terror? You're amazing, Apollo. Cutscene is fine in the title, just pointing out holes in the silly logic. It's all good. It's all good and fun. We all love to poke fun of Ace Attorney, because these games just don't make sense a lot of the time. Well, I don't think there's any digging out of this hole. Mr. Additional Percent, I think it's time for your concession speech. I have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that this is the Founder's Orb. Facts don't lie, but you obviously do. How's that for a campaign slogan? Why, you contemptuous peasant! I think this is a good time to wrap up this trial. If both parties have no further objections, I will render my verdict. No objections here, Your Honor. No. Uh-oh. You can't do this. The crystal is mine. I'll lose the election if I lose that crystal. We literally melted it. There's a statue. There is no crystal. I'm sorry, but there's really nothing more I can do. You haven't forgotten about our little chat, have you? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What did you do to you, Phoenix? What's going on here?
Objection!
Your Honor, I object to the defense's last claim. What? I don't believe they have truly proven that the relic is indeed the Founder's Orb.
Objection!
Mr. Wright, I don't think even you could bluff your way out of this one. What possible argument could you have to
claim that this isn't the Founder's Orb. About that. Oh, of course. Of course. He can't possibly have hit on something. The defense's assertion is incomplete. And this is why. The defense is basing their claim that this relic is the Founder's Orb on a legend. That legend claims that the Founder will return when the riddle is solved at last. Right, and that's what happened. The Founder was revealed for all to see. Mr. Justice, what about the rest of the legend? Huh? According to the legend, once the Founder returned, she would bestow spiritual power onto the person who solved the riddle. You're kidding, right? Well, Mr. Justice, do you feel great spiritual power coursing through your veins? I mean, I kind of have mystical vision powers already, right? With my special bracelet. No. But receiving spiritual powers and stuff, it's all just mystic mumbo jumbo, right? Maybe so, but you're the one basing your claim on said legend. And what we saw here does not fully fulfill it, does it? No, but... Consequently, you cannot rightfully claim that this is the Founder's Orb. Holy shit, Phoenix. You've done it. He's fucking asleep. Just fucking slap this guy. What's gotten into him? Why is Mr. Wright doing this? It would appear that Mr. Wright has lost a few of his marbles. Yeah, his point is, it's not the best. That couldn't be further from the truth, Your Honor. In any case, I believe this is a good time for a recess. Both sides will have 20 minutes to prepare. I will ask that all arguments be ready by then. Oh, Mr. Wright, you do well to wash up and find your missing marbles by then, too. Where's his marbles? They're all gone. Wow. Well, at least he managed to extend the trial. Against all odds. I can't believe it. Fire, you weren't kidding when you said this was long. Alright. I'll leave it at that. It's 1:30. I need to sleep. Streamed for quite a while, and we got like the whole first part done? Question mark? I don't even know. We got enough done to where I'm happy, so that's all that matters, right? Alright. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's stream as much as I did. I'll be back on, what day? I have no idea. Maybe Sunday, maybe Wednesday. Who knows? Just look forward to it. Whenever it is. This trial's crazy. Just the premise of it and structure is like already super cool and mind-blowing, but man. Now I'm like trying to think of where the plot will go now that we know the Founder's face. We don't know the Founder's name, do we? So they need the other half of the Founder in order to channel her. And I'm assuming that's what they need for the vast spiritual power. As far as I know, the only channelers we know are Maya, maybe Pearl, and the Queen? Corinne? Yeah. Lots to think about. Well, that's all for me. I'll see you next time. Until then, have a great rest of your night. Take care of yourselves and be well. See ya.